After 102 years in the Football League, Rochdale have officially been relegated to the 5th Division. They are now a non-league team. This is truly a sad moment for a club that has so much history in English football, and it just doesn't sit right with me. So today, Mr. Rebuild is in charge, and we're going to be rebuilding Rochdale AFC, taking them from relegation in League 2 to Champions of Europe. Yeah, from a FIFA standpoint, I can tell why this team got relegated. This starting lineup is absolutely dreadful. We've got our hands full today. I want to spend this first season investing so wisely that we can look back on this in a few years' time and be like, we absolutely crushed it. So we've gone ahead and signed Vinicius, not the one from Real Madrid, the one from Charlotte FC in the MLS, Vinicius Melo, joining us here for £500,000. Trying to get some money though to get more players in. 80 White, the first man out. I've been wanting to sign this kid in a Road to Glory career mode for a long time now. It is the younger brother of Leroy Sané. It is City Sané joining us from Schalke, £700,000. I'm so excited to use this fella. And it's our first loan move of the series. It is going to be Ethan Brearley. This kid has half decent potential, so I want to get him some game time. Look, this guy doesn't have good potential. He's 50 overall, but I want to see if we can get him past 60 overall. Honestly, that'll be a miracle. We're officially broke, but I don't care because we have made a massive signing at the left back role. It is going to be for young Englishman, Sebastian Wade, joining us from Torino. Very excited about this guy. So we've made some decent changes to the side, laid the foundations, but there is, still a lot of work to do. There is literally nobody in our starting 11 that I want to have here in like 2 or 3 seasons time. So it's going to be a real clean out operation. But for now, I just want us to survive relegation. I want us to have an okay first season and really set ourselves up for some long-term success. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Rochdale, are you watching this? Why didn't you hire me in real life? Get me in and I'll get you back up into the Football League if you hire me in real life. We are second right now. This is a far cry from the real life performances. Can't even strengthen the squad though because we only have £44. I don't even know if I'll be able to re-sign some of our players. Oh, we've had a stinker in the second half of the season. We've dropped out of the automatic zone comfortably, almost dropped out of the playoffs. And now we're going to be fighting in the playoffs for League 2 or League 1 qualification. Don't get me wrong, I'm stoked given how they've gone in real life, but we could have been automatically up. Liverpool did win the FA Cup. Man United win the Carabao Cup. The Papa John's Trophy goes to Sheffield Wednesday. Oh, we've taken down Stockport and we're going to be versing Bradford City in the League 2 playoff final. We've been promoted to the 3rd Division. We take down Bradford City. That would have been an insane game. 4-3. And we're going to be getting promoted with a team that got relegated in real life. Yo, Vinicius Melo. Our investment already pays off. 28 goals this season for him and plus 4 growth. If we can get dynamic player potential into this fella nice and quickly, he could turn into anything. We are going to be saying goodbye to a whole bunch of players this season though that are going back to their parent clubs, and then for Ian Henderson, Tamani Diagara and Jim McNulty. Oh my, he went down 9 overall, but they're all retiring. I did not expect this to be our fate in season 1, but we have been promoted to the 3rd Division here. Let's go Rochdale, let's bring it on. Staying up in League 1 is going to be challenging. We need to get the signings that are going to help us do that. Harry Leonard, I think, is a great pickup at the striker role, signing him from Blackburn. And I think it's time for us to upgrade in between the sticks, which is why we're saying goodbye to our current and now former number 1, Richard O'Donnell. Another player gone, James Ball off to Accrington. We've got ourselves an absolute stallion of a shot stopper here. It is Jesus Lopez. Why has his value gone down so much? I was feeling good about myself. I was like, we got ourselves an absolute bargain. His value was 950. And now, after we sign him, it goes down to 600. Nah, this game has done me dirty. It's all right, Jesus. Together, we're going to prove the doubters at EA wrong. It's not a monster rebuild without me signing a young Australian prospect. This time we're signing Joshua Rawlins. Kid has a sick mullet, and I want to see him do well. Joshua Rawlins joining us here from FC Utrecht. Continuing to clean out the deadwood of the squad though, Reece Bennett is out of here. And a big move in the midfield, Danny Lloyd giving us £460,000 as he's off to Ingolstadt. And after a journey to every corner of the globe, we have found ourselves a quality young centre midfielder here, the Austrian centre midfielder, Emilian Meitu. Very excited to see how this kid performs. Our team's coming along nicely, but surviving relegation in League One is going to be a massive challenge for us this season. Are we up for it, or are we going to perish back down to the 4th division? Oh, this is so tight, man. We're 1 point from safety, like we're 1 point in the safety zone, but look how many teams are near us. This could end up anywhere. We could be comfortably down, or we could be like a mid-table side. We need to pull our fingers out here in the second half of the season. Crisis averted, ladies and gentlemen. We have pulled our act together slightly and have avoided relegation by just 8 points. That was too close for comfort. It is going to be Accrington, Northampton, Swindon, and Crawley all being relegated. Whilst as we scroll up the table, it's going to be Bristol and Derby winning and getting promoted. Man City with another FA Cup victory. Tottenham take down Man City though and win the Carabao Cup. It was first and second in League One, battling it out for the Papa John's trophy. And Barnsley are going to be joining those sides in the championship next season. Devante Rodney was our unexpected hero this season. 17 goals from him, keeping us up in League One. I did not expect him to do that. I honestly expected Mello, who still had good growth, to absolutely be the man that kept us up, but stranger things happen. Another player, one of our older players, leaving to retirement though. Jimmy Keown is retiring. Best of luck, mate. So because of the fact that we've had players retire, and I've basically brought in the same amount of players that I've sold, probably sold more players, we literally don't have a reserve right now, so this season for me is all about recruitment. I want to make a big signing here for the midfield, get somebody that can be a midfield maestro for us moving forward. So we're going to be talking here to Lopatelli and offering £1.5 million for Joe Hodge, the Irishman. They say 165, but I reckon we can get him for 1.5. Come on, accept that offer. What are you going to use him for? Take the 1.5. They take the 1.5. Well, that hurts. I offered £3,000 for him and he just straight up rejected that contract offer. Through further digging, I found this. Everything happens for a reason. We're going to save some money because I have found a new centre midfielder here, Jack Wells-Morrison, formerly of Crystal Palace, but he is a free agent in this rebuild, in this video. So let's see if we can get him on a free transfer here into the club. I'll offer him £3,000, nice little upgrade compared to what he was expecting, and it's much cheaper than what we were going to get the other guy for, and they accepted. Wells Morrison is now a Rochdale player. Fellas, I lied. Devante Rodney, he's out of the club. He was our star player from last year, and this might be a controversial decision, but I have decided to sell him here, cash in while he's hot, and make a big upgrade at the left midfield role. Bang! There it is, lads. Roger Fernandes from SC Braga, one of the best Portuguese prospects in world football, is going to join us here at Rochdale. We signed him for £2.5 million. When I sent that offer, I was like, I'm going to get laughed out of the room. And they accepted it. I'm feeling like a bit of a wheeler and dealer right now. I'm going to sign myself 2 free agent players. Jake Eastwood's going to be a backup goalkeeper option. Going to really be here for 2-3 years, I feel like, and just give us a little bit of depth in between the sticks. And then a Fijian flyer, 17-year-old James Alexander from Fiji is going to join us as a backup young striker option. And immediately after signing him, the Fijian flyer, James Alexander's off to Rodez on a season-long loan. We cannot afford to find ourselves in the relegation battle again this year, lads. We need to start pushing up this League One table and think about promotion to the Championship. It is a massive ask, but hopefully shooting for the stars sees us land on a cloud. We're currently mid-table here on the 1st of January. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to lie. That is much better than being in the relegation battle. However, you look at the points, Morecambe in relegation battle trouble on 24, and we're only on 31, so we are only 7 points clear. This is a huge second half of the season ahead of us. And unfortunately, Sam Graham, he's been plodding along nicely, but he wants out of the club. He's submitted a transfer request. And we're going to have to go out and find ourselves a new centre-back because Sam Graham is off to Villarreal's B team. But Graham's departure is definitely now a blessing in disguise. We get ourselves the young Swiss centre-half here, Orale Amenda from BSC Young Boys. £1 million to bring him across, 65 overall, 21 years of age. I want to make this guy a defensive stalwart for us here of the future. I mean, luckily we haven't been relegated, but that transfer didn't do much for us this season. We're mid-table in League One. Next year though, I want to be battling for promotion. I don't want to be hovering and waiting around mid-table. I want to get ourselves up the English football pyramid ASAP. Man City, they are just the kings of the FA Cup at this point. They're just, yeah, ridiculous. No surprises, they're ridiculous. Reading have won the Papa John's trophy. I want us to have a good crack at that as well. That is an insane playoff final. Bristol, after 4-4 in extra time, have won it on penalties and headed up to the championship. Good to see Vinicius Melo getting back to his goal scoring ways. He's up to 73 overall now. That dynamic player potential kicking in brilliantly. 19 goals for him. But let's push on into season number 4 and get Rochdale up to the championship. Now, what is happening to our players? This game, man. I hope that's not an omen for the season ahead. Beginning the season, though, with a player departure. I never realized how short this fella was, but it is the centre midfielder Liam Kelly. We get £520,000 back. And the Fijian flyer, James Alexander, off on another loan. But our first signings of the season aren't going to blow us away. We just need some squad depth numbers. There's one position I really want to improve on, but we need to sign some backups. We need to sign backups regardless, but we need to sign them to get the squad numbers. So Tim Willems and Jensen Best both joining the club. The big move has happened. It is Max Taylor. This was one that I was stewing over for a minute, but the centre-half is going to be leaving the club and heading to Coventry. We get £1.2 million for him. There it is. We get it over the line. We have signed the French centre-half, Ginouel Belocian. He's come from Stade Rennais in search of more game time, and more game time is definitely what the young French defender is going to get. I am over the moon about this transfer. Let's go. We're also going to go out here and get ourselves a backup centre midfielder in Liam Ravenhill, who is going to join us from Doncaster. Big season coming up for a lot of players. Our goal personally is promotion to the championship, but for players like Wells Morrison, Amenda, even like Wade and Rawlins, I want these guys to all be pushing for the 70s because our strikers and our midfielders like Sane and Fernandez, they're all crushing it. But a lot of the squad are lagging behind. Mate, here we are, 1st of January. This promotion race is so damn tight. Only 8 points separate us and first place Bolton. But then, like, a loss could send us down to 11th. Like, if we go on a stinky run, we could be in the relegation battle. This season is one of the closest you will ever see. Where are we going to finish up? Let's go. Oh my God, it's come down to the final day of the season. On the final day, we could have either been winning doing what we did, which is get promoted automatically, be in the playoffs, or miss out completely. But we have finished 2nd in League One, and we're getting promoted automatically alongside Bolton. That is such a tight table. Who got relegated? The relegated sides are Accrington, Fleetwood, Forest Green, and Exeter. Manchester City actually don't win an FA Cup final. Imagine my shock. Imagine if this is the score in the real life FA Cup final. Call me Houdini. Tottenham win the Carabao Cup. Salford City have won the Papa John's trophy on penalties. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't. We did terribly. Oh, we lost to Oxford in the 2nd round. And it is going to be Luton Town joining us in the championship next year. Nah, Vinicius Melo is about to tear up the championship. Dude's 79 rated in League One, 22 goals. Dynamic player potential has just said, "Hi Vinicius, let's make you a superstar." James Alexander growing nicely though behind the scenes at Oviedo. We are going to be saying goodbye though to Ethan Ebanks Landell, who is retiring at the end of the season. Thank you for your service to the club, mate. But we're headed up. Bring on the championship. A massive blow here to start off life in the championship. Sebastian Wade, the man that I touted to be our left back of the future, the man that I gave the captain's armband to, has decided he wants to abandon ship and has submitted a transfer request. Sebastian, you've hurt my soul here, man. So I decided to look for a new replacement left back for when we sell Wade, and I've just stumbled upon something brilliant here, which I want to get sorted straight away. Tom Roth, former Dortmund youngster, is available as a free agent here. I am definitely doing this. Let's get this man into the club. Come on, Tom. Come join us here in the championship. I'll give him £11,000 a week. Is he going to accept it? Yes, he is. We get ourselves a new starting left back, and he's so much better than Wade. Another year, another loan spell though to James Alexander, who's off to Dusseldorf, the Fijian flyer himself. I expected our time with Sebastian Wade to go so much better than it did, but for now, we are saying goodbye and good riddance. And it is time for a shake-up in the midfield here. Emilian Meitu is out of the club and headed to Genoa. We get an extra £3.4 million in our back pocket. I'm stoked about that. Just like that, on the very same day, we get some quick business done here. Hugo Larsson joining us from Malmo, 75 overall. The Swedish centre midfielder is going to really bolster our midfield. We need to be on top of our game this season, though. We've got players in our squad that are Premier League ready, in my opinion. Leonard, Melo, Fernandez, Sane, Roth, even Larson. But then again, Wells Morrison, Amenda, even Lopez. Like, I need the whole squad 75 rated or higher. I don't know what to expect from this season, but let's just enjoy the ride. Speaking of enjoying rides, we are on the ride towards 500,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy the content and you're not already subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button down below. It means a lot. And if you are already subscribed, go and share it with a friend or a family member that you think would enjoy the content. Help us get to 500,000. Okay, I like to see this. I like to see this. We are in the push for the Premier League. We're in the hunt. And you know what? I want to make some moves here in January. At least one big move that can get us even closer to the Prem. Let's give ourselves the best chance possible. I'm throwing Jack Wells Morrison onto the transfer list. Let's get ourselves an upgrade again at the centre midfield role. And we get £2.9 million to add towards signing another centre midfielder. I came so close to signing this kid in the summer window, but decided to go for Larson instead. But we finally get it over the line. It is going to be Lewis Hall joining us here from Chelsea. We signed the young English centre midfielder for £5 million. Here we are after the regular season, and we have qualified for the championship playoffs. Burnley and Watford automatically promoted, and now it's between ourselves, Coventry, Middlesbrough, and Norwich to fight it out for the final Premier League spot. And we're going to be playing Middlesbrough. We're taking on Michael Carrick's men here. First leg is at home at the Crown Oil Arena. Can we get the result? Oh, it's a 1-1 draw. It's going to come down to the second leg. Second leg at the Riverside Stadium for a spot in the Championship playoff final. Keep the Premier League dream alive. Yes, we do. It's Vinicius Melo in the 92nd minute. He's going to send us to Wembley, and we are now one win away from the Premier League. And it's going to come down between ourselves and Norwich. This is a massive game. Come on, Rochdale. Can we get ourselves to the Premier League? Can we get ourselves to the top flight? The Championship playoff final at Wembley Stadium, and we lose. Oh, we've lost in the 88th minute. No, that hurts the soul. The 88th minute. Oh my God, imagine the scenes. Oh, another year to fight it out in the Championship. The Premier League dream stays within touching distance. So in terms of the Championship relegation battle, it's going to be Bolton, Millwall, and Bristol getting... Bristol only 2 wins all year. That is pathetic. Tottenham have won the FA Cup, and Chelsea have won the Carabao Cup. Vinicius Melo and Harry Leonard are a striker partnership of all time. They are unbelievable. 24 goals, 11 assists for Leonard, and then 31 goals and 3 assists here for Vinicius Melo. Unbelievable. As soon as I stumbled upon this guy, I was like, we have to get him. My jaw hit the floor. 18-year-old Montenegrin centre-half Mario Jovanovic. I'm going to assume and go out on a limb and say maybe it's Savic's regen, but We're getting this guy on a free. 79 rated. He's exactly what we need on our push towards the Premier League. And we're finally going to make an upgrade in between the sticks. It's another player, just like Lewis Hall, another player that can't get a start at Chelsea. It is the American shot stopper, former Chelsea and former Chicago Fire keeper, Gabriel Slanina, joining us here at Rochdale. I am on a mission to make James the Fijian Flyer Alexander the world's most loaned player. It's another year, another loan move for him. This year, it's off to Vitoria. But I think it's very important for us to have a backup striker here. I want Alexander to be our backup of the future, but Luke de Jong, I think, could be a really valuable asset to the club as a experienced veteran player that has been there and done that all across the world. Let's get him in as a free, as a backup, if anything happens to Leonard or Mello. Luke de Jong, welcome to Rochdale. That loss in last year's playoff final, it hurt the soul, but it's only driven me further to want to get promotion to the Premier League. I don't want to go through the playoffs this year. I think this team is more than good enough to get the job done in the regular season. Let's win the championship with Rochdale and get the worst club in England to the best league in England. We are absolutely crushing it. So far, so good, ladies and gentlemen. Just 2 losses all year, but a 10-point advantage between ourselves and Aston Villa for the automatic promotion spots. Do not bottle this, lads. Do not bottle it. Lads, we are starting to get some unbelievable offers here for Vinicius Mello and Harry Leonard, but there is no chance I'm letting either of these guys go. Yes, come on. Just 3 losses all year, 105 points, and we have been automatically promoted to the Premier League, I should say, and we've won the championship. Add that to the trophy cabinet. And I mean, as a Fulham fan, this is a pretty good scenario. We win the league, Fulham join us in the Premier League. I'm happy with that. Man United have won the FA Cup, Tottenham win the Carabao Cup, and it is going to be Aston Villa joining us in Fulham in the Premier League next year. Another unbelievable season here from Vinicius Mello, 29 goals, 23 for Roger Fernandez, and Harry Leonard with a tidy 16. We've got a really good team heading into the Premier League next year. We have been dreaming of this moment, ladies and gentlemen, but we are headed to the Premier League, headed to the promised land with Rochdale, the worst team in England, now officially play in the biggest league in England. For me, this year, I want us to survive relegation by any means necessary. We want a fight this year. We want insane signings, and we have signed a huge player here. It is my fellow Australian, the South Sudanese refugee, Garang Kwal. His story is incredible, and his talents on the field match that. This dude is a stud. £42 million to bring him across from Newcastle. Newcastle United trying to give us that money back and get Harry Leonard. Not a chance. And it pains me to do this, but Sidi Sane is out of the club. He's been here since the early days, but the German midfielder is off to Villarreal for £22 million. Sticking with this squad for the first half of the season, keeping a little bit of money in our back pocket, dependent on how we're going in January. Really spend that money accordingly, but this starting 11 is solid, lads. This starting 11 really is solid. Will it be enough for us to survive relegation? Gonna need our guys to score goals. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this year. Oh, this is a tough season, man. This is tough. Yeah, we need to... Okay, I can tell, like, 43 goals against. We need to plug up our defense. We are in the thick of the relegation battle. Luckily, we are not too far gone. 1 win could get us out of there, but we need to make sure that we are not heading back down to the championship. We have stretched our budget to the extreme, but we get ourselves a new centre-back. It is Armel Bella-Kachop. Here's to hoping the 83 rated centre-half from Germany can plug up the holes in our defense and help us survive this intense relegation battle. Come on! Get in there! We have comfortably survived this relegation battle. 14 points clear of the drop zone. Wolves, Brentford, Villa relegated. We finished 10th in our first Premier League season after a terrifying first half of the season. We plug up the defense, we score goals, and we get ourselves comfortably another year in the Prem. Scrolling up the table though, and the champions of England this year are Man United, who are 1 loss away from going invincible. The FA Cup has gone to Liverpool. I would love for us to go on an FA Cup or Carabao Cup run in the next few years. Everton versus Hull City is not the Carabao Cup final I expected. Our first look at the Champions League today, and it's a pretty standard Champions League final. Borussia Dortmund win the Europa League, and it is Hoffenheim winning the Conference League. Vinicius Melo delivering in the Premier League here, 19 goals to his name. Quite concerning though, to not see him growing at all this season. And of course, we did lose Cameron John and Eastwood to free transfers, but we are going to be releasing and letting Luke de Jong's contract expire. We're going to start our season in somewhat underwhelming fashion. However, I pose a question to you guys, some of the guys that love the rebuilds out there. Have I ever signed a player from Mozambique before? Because we've just signed Juvenal Pereira, a 17-year-old left back from Mozambique. This kid looks pretty damn good. And we're also going to sign ourselves a young Ukrainian striker, Arkady Shevchuk. But the big upgrade comes here in the center midfielder role. Moritz Kjær is going to join us here, the Danish center midfielder, joining us from Frankfurt, 84 overall. I'm over the moon about this one. I think I said Kjær. I think it's actually Kjærgaard. Kjærgaard. Regardless though, it's a sick transfer. And unfortunately, Genuel Belosian did not want to sit on the bench. I can't blame him. He desperately wanted out of the club, so we've sold him here to Sociedad. And we've found ourselves a handy backup left midfielder here. 21-year-old Frederick Russell, a young English talent that we've signed here from West Ham United for £4.7 million. I feel like I always bring it up in these monster rebuilds, but second-year syndrome in the Premier League scares the crap out of me. I don't want, and honestly, I don't think we're going to fall victim to it this year. I think we got to think positively and think about getting ourselves up in towards Conference League, Europa League spots. We've got a good team on paper. Let's live up to it. I don't think I've seen a rebuild where the table, like consistently, every season has been so close. We're 6 points away from Champions League qualification, but we're also like nowhere near safe from relegation. We're only 14 points clear of that. This is a crazy rebuild, to be honest. This is going to be an interesting second half of the season. Hopefully, though, we find ourselves up on the better end of the spectrum. I've got my eye in every corner of the world right now, trying to find the best talent, and we have found ourselves a wonder kid here. Only 17 years of age, Guilherme Andrade. He went to Espanyol. We signed him from Espanyol. Of course, his value goes down, but I don't really care. This is an investment in our future. What a young stud this kid looks to be. Come on, yes! Rochdale, by 1 point, we have qualified for the Champions League. Unless, like Newcastle, Chelsea, one of those clubs won a Champions League or some sort of European silverware, then we have qualified for the Champions League in season number 9. Finally, it's about time. Liverpool do win the league and the relegate. Arsenal and Tottenham had stinkers, but it's going to be Everton, Watford and Bournemouth heading down. Crystal Palace won the FA Cup, and it is Chelsea winning the Carabao Cup. Good. It's a German club winning the Champions League. I don't want any English teams winning European silverware this year. No! Oh my God, are you kidding me? Arsenal have won the Europa League, which I think means we're not playing Champions League next year unless it's top 4 automatically qualifies. And then I always get confused around the top 4, but that is not a good sign. And Torino have won the Conference League. I feel like we might be in the qualifiers for the Champions League next year. I hope we just automatically qualify, but I'm nervous. 21 goals, and finally some growth again for Vinicius Melo, 86 overall. We do have European football of some sort, whether it's the Champions League or the Europa League, still to be determined, but we got European football in season 9 and I'm stoked about that. I am making what is probably going to be described as a controversial decision, but we have transfer listed Harry Leonard here. 2 unproductive seasons. He's worth way too much money to just have him scoring 8 goals a year and not growing. So let's go see if we can get 100 million plus for his services. That could revolutionize this side. A massive first signing to kick off season 9 here. We have beaten out Real Madrid to sign the illustrious Brazilian centre-half Fabio Moraes from Manchester City. We get him on a great pickup here, £65.4 million, and just like that, our defense is unbelievably strong. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is a bittersweet moment, but I think it is the right decision overall. Harry Leonard no longer a Rochdale player. We've sold the Englishman to Arsenal here, and we pick ourselves up £137 million in return. I can live with that. I sleep well at night with that sort of money in the bank account. Holy crap, I've looked at that as well. 99 in just about his top 6 stats are all 99. That's how well I've trained him. A club record transfer fee has been broken though, and has been spent to sign Youssoufa Moukoko, the former Borussia Dortmund striker. We signed him from Hoffenheim here, £127 million. We saved 10 million after the Leonard deal, and we get somebody that's the same age, but 4 overall higher. That is a win in my opinion. That is a no-brainer. A very nice signing here at the backup right midfield position as well. We've signed Theo Corbeanu for £17.4 million as a backup to Garang Kuol at that right midfield position. Welcome, mate. Uncertain whether we're going to be in the Champions League or the Europa League this season. Hopefully we'll find out soon. But this team, if we are in the Champions League, if we're in the Europa League, I'm throwing down the gauntlet that I think we should be winning the Europa League. If we're in the Champions League, I would be so interested to see how we go. This team is looking awesome. The reserves are starting to come out quite nicely. I'm excited and optimistic for this season. Let's go figure out our fate. We're in the Champions League, lads. My tweaking was unwarranted. Despite Arsenal winning the Europa League, we still play Champions League footy. We've got Leipzig, Sassuolo, and Midtjylland in our group. Not a walkover, but if we consider ourselves to be a chance, we've got to top this group. Surely, we need to top this group. Our first time in the Champions League. Let's see how we go. You are kidding me. You are actually kidding me. We have been grouped here in Group B. Sassuolo and Leipzig get through. We have had a stinker. Are you... Oh my God. We've been relegated to the Europa League preliminary round. I mean, I said it at the start of the season. We need to win the Europa League now. This is our tournament to win. We've got PAOK from the Greek leagues. We're in the Europa League. That is not what I was after. That puts so much emphasis now onto the Premier League. We need another top 4 finish. I want to win the title. Honestly, I think we can win the title. Let's go ahead and do that in the Premier League. Knock on wood. Make it happen. Come on, Rochdale. Big result domestically. We have finished 2nd in the Premier League. Disappointed we couldn't kick on and win the title, but I'm still satisfied that we have gone and got ourselves Champions League football. Those draws are just an absolute killer as Tottenham win the Premier League title. Newcastle United win the FA Cup on penalties. Not gonna lie, that is absolutely pathetic. We got eliminated in the 3rd round by bloody MK Dons. Are you taking the piss? Meanwhile, Man United win the Carabao Cup. We are shocking domestically in the Cups. I mean, we had a 4th round exit there, round of 16 exit to Crystal Palace. PSG have absolutely thumped Liverpool in the Champions League final, but it is going to be Club Brugge winning the Europa League. How did we go? We destroyed PAOK in the preliminary round. Round of 16, we beat Udinese 3-2. So we lost in the semis. We lost in the semis on what a weird semi-final. Club Brugge, Crystal Palace, Monaco, and Rochdale. We lose to Monaco in the semi-finals and Bruges go on to win. Meanwhile, it is Rangers getting some European silverware as they take down Marseille. I love this man. Vinicius Melo at this rate is a first ballot Hall of Famer in the Rebuild Hall of Fame. 27 goals for him. Huge season though off the bench for James Alexander, who almost doubles Moukoko's goal scoring tally. That is a disappointing first season for Youssoufa. We are going to let the contract, though, of Liam Ravenhill expire here. We couldn't agree on a wage, so I'm just going to let him walk. Bring on the 10th season, though. We need to do so much better. There is only one position I want to be improving here in this 10th season, and that is in the center midfield role, which is why we have had the incredible honor of signing Jude Bellingham here. If we consider ourselves to be in the world's best teams, we need to sign one of the world's best players at this point, and that is Jude Bellingham, who we've brought across from Liverpool. You can't try and tell me this team isn't unbelievable. This team is ridiculous. In an ideal world, I would love for everybody in this starting 11 to hit the 90s this year. Half the squad's already there. Fernandes is there, Moukoko's there, Bellingham, Kuol, they're there, but Jovanovic could be there any second. Melo's close, Kjaergaard's close. I love this team. This team is cooked. I personally still can't get over the fact that we got grouped in the Champions League last year. That was really surprising. That was pretty damn surprising. Again, I'm just going to be very reserved this year. let's just take it one game at a time and try our best. Just try your best, lads. But if you don't go 6-0, you're all getting sacked. Get in there. Not a single loss. I mean, we got one draw, but I'll take it. You guys, I won't sack you guys, but we have topped the group, undefeated. Dortmund coming through with us, no real shock. Let's go find out who we're versing in the round of 16 for the first time. Okay, it's going to be an interesting one. We've got Valencia in the round of 16. And whilst things are definitely going to plan in the Champions League, we need to pull our finger out domestically. We currently sit in 6th position, turn this season around, get ourselves back into the top 4 again. All right, fellas, here we go. It's our first experience with Champions League knockout round football. We had a lot of knockout round football last year with the Europa League, and we played knockout round football in the Championship and League One playoffs, but here we go. First leg on the road in Spain. The scoreline is a 2-1 win. The Fijian flyer Alexander comes off the bench and gives us a lead heading into the second leg. Stay focused, fellas. Stay focused. We might have the lead here, but it is only a narrow lead. Anything can happen. This is the Champions League. Just get a draw or get a win and get through unscathed. It's a 2-2 draw, but we went to extra time. Holy crap. Melo misses a penalty, but thankfully Mukoko steps up in the 102nd minute. That was way more dramatic than it needed to be, but we are through to the quarterfinals, end of the day. And that's what matters, I suppose. Lord, give me strength. Lord, please, the FIFA gods, please give me strength. We've got Barcelona. Cool. Barcelona. Cool. Just like for the last 16, we have the first leg away in Spain. Ansu Fati was someone I debated signing at the start of the season, hopefully, or last season actually. Hopefully this one doesn't come back to bite us in the ass. First leg of the Camp Nou. It's a 2-1 win. Oh, I was seizing up there. No! Jovanovic injured in the 3rd minute. Please, Jovanovic, please do not be a long one. It's a pulled hamstring for our captain, Mario Jovanovic. 6 weeks on the sidelines for him. It could have been much worse, but this is still not ideal. Bella Kotchap in here for the injured Jovanovic. He needs to step up massively. We have the exact same scenario we had against Valencia, and that one we were barely able to scrape through. So I'm a little anxious, I'm not gonna lie. Come on, lads. Get the job done here. Get the job done. Yes, we do! Regular time, we get it done. Kiergaard and Melo. 2-0 win against Barcelona. We're through to the Champions League semis. Get in there. As the famous saying goes, to be the best, you've got to beat the best. PSG. Hoping Mbappe's retired by this point. We've got PSG in the Champions League semi-finals. Still no Jovanovic here for the first leg. He's still injured, hopefully back for the second, but we need to keep this in a comfortable position. And Mbappe's still there. Lovro Mayer, Baldanzi, Donnarumma in between the sticks. Come on, lads. It's a 1-1 draw. I'm okay with that. Honestly, I'm okay with that. We're going to have hopefully a full-strength squad for the second leg. Melo equalizes. This is still in control, but we've got to go to Paris here and do a job. Play the game of our lives. The good news, Jovanovic is back. Jovanovic is back into the starting 11 now, cleared to play. The bad news, I'm scared. I really am scared, lads. It's a Champions League semi-final. It all hangs in the balance. We're playing PSG. Simulated. Come on. Yes! It's Qual! Come on! My fellow Australian, Geraint Qual, is going to send us to a Champions League final here with Rochdale. We come from behind and eliminate PSG. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes down to this. Rochdale, the Dale, trying to take down AC Milan and be crowned European champions. Taking a look around the grounds, it is going to be Borussia Mönchengladbach winning the Europa League and PSV win the Conference League. Get in there, lads. We have won our first Premier League title with Rochdale, 4 points clear of Manchester United. What a moment for the club. We're going to be in the Champions League next year regardless. Hopefully we don't have to find out anything about that, but we are Premier League champions. Meanwhile, scrolling down the table, the relegated sides are Everton, Forest and Burnley. Man City have won the FA Cup, and Tottenham win another Carabao Cup. Not gonna lie, I love Vinicius Melo. I love this guy. Our first signing from Charlotte FC in this rebuild. And Vinicius Melo is a Hall of Famer. 90 overall, 32 goals. I cannot wait to use this guy in the Champions League final. Our whole squad, like, we have so many players that just stand up and deliver when the time comes. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. A trip to the promised land awaits. That is what we're trying to win tonight. Let's win the worst team in England a Champions League title. They look half a yard quicker. They look so much sharper than us. We are still in the change rooms. AC Milan taking the lead after just 5 minutes. That is the worst possible start. Oh my God, they're killing us, man. They're passing us to death. Big time block. Melo putting that one on there. It's gonna be Makoko. Why have I tried to green beam that? I need to wake up. Melo, feed it on. Fernandez off the post. Oh, I was about to start celebrating. Fernandez, ball in. Makoko, 1-1. Let's go. We get the equalizer, and you can't say we don't deserve it. Roger Fernandez is our secret weapon. I'm about to only attack down the left-hand side. What a run. What a ball. What a finish. Oh my God, look at the space. Look, just go. Come on, Vinicius. Delit's keeping up with the pace. But he goes on the outside of the boot. It's the Hall of Famer, Vinicius Melo, beating AC Milan at the near post, and we've got the lead. What a finish. Feed it now, Makoko. It's Melo, and it's 3-1. Melo's got a brace. We're going to win a Champions League title here with Rochdale. Oh, it took us so long to unlock it, but once we figured out that Roger Fernandez was a secret weapon, it was game over. Oh, it was one of the great second halves in rebuild history. I was getting really nervous at halftime, but we have done it, lads. We have built one of the great teams in rebuild history and helped Rochdale become champions of Europe. It's going to be our captain, the Montenegrin centre-half, Jovanovic, to be the man to lift the Champions League trophy and officially crown Rochdale as European champs. Lads, that is going to conclude a monster rebuild here. If you enjoyed it, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to watch another video.